So all of you, have you done this part? Now, in this chapter
Yes,
now,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
yes, in this chapter now, we are going to discuss. This is one of the things which we have started, but there are so many other things and new things will you understand. You will start. Uh, I will suggest you at the end of this chapter, don't visualize the atom. Okay, if you try to visualize it, you will get more confused. Okay, so basically the name is atomic structure, but mainly our concern is the locating electron. See why we have to locate electron. Try to understand this first. Whenever a chemical reaction is taking place, there is a breaking and making of bonds. And the bonds are formed because of the electrons. Whether the chemical reactions are taking place because of the electrons, maybe transfer of electron, maybe sharing of electrons. Okay. So in this chapter, we are actually locating electron. So at the end of the chapter, you have a new dimension to look at the atom. Okay. You studied electronic configuration. Anna? You studied electronic configuration. I think in 8th or 9th standard. Now, while writing electronic configuration, if you see sometime, so there was a formula given by our teacher, and that formula says number of electrons in a shell is how much? 2 raised to how much? 2 raised to n. So if I say first shell, then 2 electrons. If I say second shell, there must be 8 electrons. If I say third shell, there must be 18 electrons. But while writing electronic configuration for some of the atom, we are writing like this way, 2881. So why this electron is not here? So such questions are unanswered that time. Now from this, I'm just putting the number of electrons in different shells. Whatever you studied in a 10th standard, just I'm revising that part. Okay. Now here you will be discussing the shape of electron cloud. Now there is no concept of orbit. Orbit means shell. Shell, where as soon as I say shell, that means atom is flat. It has a two-dimensional structure. But the things in reality are not two-dimensional. They are always in a three-dimensional. Right? So I'm talking about an earth. I'm not talking about the universe. Okay, I'm talking about an earth. We have all three-dimensional things. So when I say three-dimensional, so I can look that shape. So as soon as I say shape, it must be something like a spherical or something else. Now how that, so I want to tell you how much of advanced studies from Dalton, then Rutherford, then Thomson, then Einstein, so many people have contributed in explaining the structure of atom. But remember that nobody has succeeded to give or nobody has seen the atom. Atom कैसे होता है वो किसी ने देखा ही नहीं. But by mathematical calculations, we can predict the position of electron around the nucleus. We can predict the position of electron around the atom. Now there are so many sophisticated techniques available, like electron spin resonance spectroscopic technique, through which we can confirm that mathematical aspect. So again, I'm telling you in this chapter, so many things you will understand, or so many things. There are few things which you will not understand. Hang on there. Okay. Now, if you try to dig out in the atomic structure, you will get more confused. And so many times it is not possible for me to explain those things at your level. Okay, one part of this chapter is same in a physics also, but that is there in a 12th standard. Okay, so we'll try to balance those things, and our main emphasis is locating electron in the atom. Our main emphasis is what? Locating electron in the atom, not the structure of atom. We are not going to define the atomic structure. Remember this thing. We are not visualizing, we are not going to picturize the atomic structure. Okay, so तो सर इसका नाम atomic structure क्यों दिया? हाँ, वो हो सकता है, मतलब हम लोग उसके लिए ये बोल सकते हैं, बट अभी है, ठीक है. एट द एंड ऑफ द चैप्टर you will learn so many new things. मतलब ये चैप्टर तुम लोग को रियली फील देगा कि हाँ हम लोग साइंस में आ गए. ओके, कुछ कुछ कंसेप्ट डिफिकल्ट है समझने के लिए. जैसे पहले चैप्टर में देयर आर फ्यू टॉपिक्स जो नए थे. देयर आर too many new concepts. Now chemical reactions you have seen a very new perspective. क्या था? केमिकल रिएक्शन लेके हम लोग कैलकुलेशंस भी करते हैं. ये हम लोग को फर्स्ट चैप्टर में पता चला, फर्स्ट जो हम लोगों ने पढ़ा उसमें पता चला. सो दैट वाज द न्यू थिंग यू लर्न. तो इसमें भी कुछ नई चीजें तुम लोग पढ़ोगे. अगेन आई एम टेलिंग यू, अभी तुम लोग का 10th स्टैंडर्ड भूल जाओ. 10th स्टैंडर्ड के साइंस में जो जो चीजें तुम लोग को पढ़ाई गई थी, इट मे बी रॉन्ग. मतलब मैं कोशिश करूंगा कि वो रॉन्ग रहेगी. सो don't come here to study atomic structure along with the 10th standard concept. Is that clear? We have to move on. हम लोग को आगे जाना पड़ेगा, नए नए concept पढ़ने हैं. Okay, so the first thing which I want to introduce here, that is discovery of atom. वो तो पता है, बहुत सारे लोगों ने दिया. Now we are going to discuss what are the constituents of particles and how are they discovered. The first thing was, so just I want to read this part. The continued subdivision of a matter would ultimately yield atoms which would not be further divisible. The word atom has been derived from a Greek word atomium, which means uncuttable or non-divisible. These earlier ideas were mere speculations, and there was no way to test them experimentally. These ideas remained dormant for a very long time and were revived again by scientists in the 19th century. The atomic theory of matter was first proposed on a firm specific scientific basis by John Dalton, a British school teacher, in 1808. His theory, called Dalton's atomic theory, regarded the atom as the ultimate particle of matter. In this unit, we start with the experimental observation made by scientists towards the end of the 19th and beginning of the 20th century. These established that atoms can be further divided into subatomic particles, that is, electrons, protons, and neutrons, a concept very different from that of Dalton. Okay, so as I already explained, we have to move on. So the first concept, मतलब पहला जो डिस्कवरी था, that is for the electron, and it was done on the basis of cathode ray. There is one cathode tube. जो तुम लोग के पुराने टीवी थे ना, टीवी सेट्स, वो बड़ा वाला मोटा वाला जो टीवी था, fact. So actually it consists of what? Cathode ray tube. Okay, so how cathode rays were discovered? So एक उन्होंने लिया था डिस्चार्ज ट्यूब. दिस वाज अ डिस्चार्ज ट्यूब. I will show you the diagram. ये है डिस्चार्ज ट्यूब. This kind of a discharge tube. ऐसे है. Okay, so a discharge tube which consists of one cathode tube, because it is connected to the negative terminal and this is a positive terminal. The voltage applied across this electrode is around 10,000 volt. Around 10,000 volt. And there is a gas. Initially there is a gas. Okay, now when the electric field is applied, you know that gases are bad conductor of electricity. That means there is no current is flowing to the circuit. Slowly, the pressure is reduced by taking out gas from this chamber. So as the pressure decreases, as the gas is removed, the pressure inside this tube decreases. And when it becomes very low, scientists found a glow on this side. Okay, there is a photographic plate or a zinc sulfide layer. Zinc sulfide is a when the radiations fall in, it start eliminating. So this side, on the cathode side, scientists found a glow or the effect on a photographic plate. Now, this whole experiment was carried out in a dark room, complete dark room. So there is no light. So why the photographic plate and why there is a glow and why photographic plate get affected? That means some invisible radiations are coming from cathode, because this side they are getting some invisible radiations are coming from this side. Now when those invisible radiations start coming, when the pressure of the gas is very low, pressure of the gas is very low, almost towards the vacuum. Okay, understood? Yes. Now, after that, see, a Julius Plucker was the scientist. So more study was done by J.J. Thomson. Hmm? He so various scientists observe the various properties of cathode. What are the properties of cathode rays? They travel in a straight line. If you keep something obstacle over here, these particles cannot pass through. So there is a shadow on a photographic plate. So photographic plate, photographic plate, X-ray film जो होता है ना, X-ray film, पता है ना X-ray film. So X-ray film is a good example of photographic plate. So अगर समझो मैंने यहाँ पे photographic plate रखा है, तो यहाँ पे मुझे क्या मिलेगा? Radiation, मतलब it get affected, right? So पता है ना वो X-ray में अगर मैंने हाथ रखा बीच में, तो जो हाथ वाला पार्ट मतलब जो बोन्स उसमें से एक्सरेज पास नहीं होते ना, सो दैट पार्ट बिकम्स व्हाइट, बाकी पूरा पार्ट क्या हो जाता है? ब्लैक हो जाता है. सेम थिंग इज ओवर हियर. यहाँ पे जो पार्ट इसमें है, मतलब दीज आर द रेडिएशंस. ओके, यहाँ पे जो भी रेडिएशंस आएंगे, सो दोज रेडिएशंस यहाँ पे ऐसे, सो इट गेट अफेक्टेड. अभी यहाँ पे क्या एनोड है ना, सो दिस पार्ट रिमेन ब्राइट, this part remain bright. This वाला ये वाला part क्या होगा? Bright होगा. But this part get affected. Now if I keep something in between this, समझो मैंने ऐसे कुछ तो रखा like this way, then I will not find, मतलब ये पूरा ब्लॉक कर दिया मैंने, I will not find anything. इसका मतलब these radiations cannot bend themselves. तो ये तो प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ क्या है? ये किसका प्रॉपर्टी है? लाइट का प्रॉपर्टी है ना? So they travel in a straight line away from cathode with a high velocity, about 1/10 of the velocity of light. 1/10 of the what is the velocity of light? What is the velocity of light?
3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second.
Correct. So 1/10 मतलब ये कितना हो गया? Approximately 3 into 10 raised to 7 हो जाएगा, है ना? The shadow of metallic object placed in the path is the cast on the wall opposite to the cathode. Just how I explained. They produce a green glow when strike the glass wall matter. A light is emitted when they strike the zinc sulfide screen. When a small pinwheel is placed in this path, मतलब ऐसे, pinwheel का मतलब ऐसे होता है. ये देखो, ये है इसको बोलते हैं पिन व्हील. When a light fall on it, ये ना घूमना चालू करता है, start moving. That means it is a matter particle. Okay, it is a, see now, when a small pinwheel is placed in their path, the blades of the wheel are set in motion because the cathode rays consist of material particle. Material particle means it has a mass and velocity. They are deflected by the electric and magnetic field. अच्छा मुझे बताओ, अगर मैं बोलूं under the influence of electric field, cathode rays deflected towards positive electrode. What do you mean by that? Positive electrode मतलब ऐसे, हाँ, ये देखो ऐसे, यहाँ पे हम लोग ऐसे दो इलेक्ट्रोड्स रखेंगे, which this carries positive charge and this carries negative charge. यहाँ पे मैंने फोटोग्राफिक प्लेट लगाया, तो जो इम्पैक्शन हो रहा है वो ये साइड में ज्यादा हो रहा है, which means what?
Uh, the material is
Negatively
negative.
charged.
Negatively charged. Correct. Okay. uh, They are deflected by the electric field and magnetic field. When the rays are passed between the two electrically charged plates, these are deflected towards positively charged plate. It shows that cathode rays carry negative charge. These particles carrying negative charge were called by negatron by Thomson. Okay, the name electron was suggested by Sony. So, but the credit goes to the Thomson. They produce heat energy when they collide with matter. It shows that cathode rays possesses very high kinetic energy. Okay, so it is like when a cathode rays, when it fall on the material particle or material surface, what will happen? They start colliding strongly, and the energy is given, that energy possessed by the electron is given to the plate, and therefore plate gets positive charge. These rays affect the photographic plate. Cathode rays can penetrate the thin foil of a solid material. Cathode rays can ionize the gases through which they pass. The nature of cathode rays is independent of nature of cathode, the gas in a discharge tube. That's it. What they're saying? It is independent of nature of cathode. What do you mean by that? These particles have an independent identity. It does not depend on the matter through which they are passing, that is gas, or through which they are originating, that is cathode. Understood? Yes. So in general, agar mujhe, if I ask you summarize the characteristics of cathode rays, वन बाय वन जरा बोलते जाना मेरे को, हाँ एक एक बोला सब लोग. कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ कैथोड रेज. Characteristics of cathode rays. Yes. First point. Should I ask? Vedant Patil.
Yes, sir.
First point.
So the first point would be it has negative charge, sir.
Correct. Okay. Cathode rays have a negative charge. Okay. Next point. Ishan. Ishan, how are you? Ishan is there. Okay. Vedika. Hello, Vedika. Vedika, can you hear me? Atharva.
Yes, sir.
Second characteristic. Hello? Bolo? Should I repeat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I will repeat these things again. See the first point. Cathode rays travel in a straight line, right? Correct. So first is a negative charge, then they travel in straight line, same as that of the light. Third point is velocity is 1/10 of velocity of light. Fourth point, affected by electric and magnetic field. Fifth point, has mechanical properties. Right? Then sixth one, और क्या?
High
They are
kinetic
not
energy.
affected.
High kinetic energy and okay, no problem. Seventh one, unaffected by or their nature. Nature is independent of what? Nature of gas and nature of cathode. Anything else? Yeah? Hello? I can't hear. Some network issue. Can you type that? Janvi said,
So they travel.
they travel. They travel in a straight line. We did that. Okay. When they travel through the gases, cathode to anode. That is correct. That is correct. Okay. They affect photographic plate. So Ami, blades of pinwheel starts rotating, which means they have a mechanical properties, right? Now, mechanical properties, right? And hence they are material particles. Material particle means they are material, matter. Matter has a mass, and since they are moving with velocity, so have a certain kinetic energy. Okay. Ionize gas. What do you mean by ionization of gas? What do you mean by that? They produce fluorescence. Correct. Correct. But first of all, what do you mean by ionization? Suppose a gas chamber is there. Okay. And in that, I put the gas. When a cathode rays are passed through it, what will happen? The atoms which are coming in the line of these cathode rays, the electrons from this atom is ejected out, forcefully thrown out. So suppose ये atom है, ओके, और यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन प्रेजेंट, तो ये यहाँ से कैथोड रे जा रहा है, क्योंकि इट हैज अ हाई वेलोसिटी, ये इलेक्ट्रॉन इसको बाहर फेंक देता है। तो जैसे ही इलेक्ट्रॉन निकल गया, दिस गेट्स व्हाट, चार्ज, कटायन हो गया ना वो, समझ में आ रहा है? सो इट आयोनाइजेस व्हाट, कैथोड रे, cathode rays ionizes what, gases. Next point is what, they produce fluorescence. So I'll say affect photographic plate, photographic plate, and produce, and also produce fluorescence. फ्लोरेसेंस मतलब समझते हो ना, ब्राइटनेस, ओके, वो इल्यूमिनेट हो जाता है, एंड प्रोड्यूस फ्लोरेसेंस ऑन जिंक सल्फाइड क्रिस्टल, ओके, या प्लीज राइट डाउन ऑल दिस पॉइंट्स. Anybody want to add something here?
I just wanted to confirm.
Hmm.
Since the velocity of light is 1/10 of velocity of cathode rays is 1/10 velocity of light. So is it 3 into 10 raised to 7 or 3 into 10 raised to 9?
Well, not exactly 1/10, na? So 3 into 10 raised to 7, na?
Okay, sir.
So it is not exactly 3. It is something around 2.78 into 10 raised to 7 meter per second.
Okay.
Yes, done everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
सबका हो गया?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, measurement of E by M. E by M मतलब charge to mass ratio. Okay, charge to mass ratio. Now, why are we doing this? Once we know what is the charge to mass ratio, we can calculate mass of electron as well as, so see, if I know what is the charge on the electron, then I can easily calculate mass of electron. Okay, so it was observed that charge to mass ratio, J.J. Thomson determined E by m, that is charge to mass ratio of the electron, by studying the deflection of cathode ray in electric and magnetic field. Okay, I'll tell you how he did. See, what he has done, uh, what he has done, he put a cathode ray tube. Instead of this cathode ray, anode, he put one plate, zinc sulfide plate, or a anode over which the zinc sulfide coating is done. Okay, and on this side we have, let's see here, there are two plates kept like this way. So this carries a positive charge and this carries a negative charge. And perpendicular to this, मतलब ये साइड में towards you, यहाँ पे एक ऐसे, this side and opposite side. समझ में आया कैसे किया वो? Okay, towards your side and opposite side. ये क्या है, वर्टिकल में है ना, मतलब ये ऐसे होगा. ये है अपना इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, तो उसको परपेंडिकुलर ये रहेगा. मैग्नेटिक फील्ड को बी बोलते हैं, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ऐसे रखा है. अंडरस्टूड? अरेंजमेंट समझ में आया कैसे किया है वो? आई रिपीट.
Yes, sir.
यहाँ पे व्हाट वी हैव डन, यस मृण्मयी, छवि, विधि,
Yes, sir.
हाँ, आर यू देयर ना?
Yes, sir.
सोना मत. सो ये है इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, ठीक है, प्लस चार्ज और ये माइनस चार्ज. एंड आई एम कीपिंग ऐसे. This is the magnet. Okay, this side, और एक रहेगा ये इसके पीछे ऐसे. Remember that it is kept perpendicular, मतलब इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड और मैग्नेटिक फील्ड एक दूसरे को परपेंडिकुलर, N और S. अच्छा, ये it is not there in our syllabus. ये कैसे करना है? It is not there at all. So just I am telling you the how he has explained E by M, or how he has calculated E by M ratio. Initially, electric field is switched off. No electric field, only magnetic field. So first of all, no electric field, no magnetic field. Only cathode rays which are emitting out there, it is going to strike here at this point. At this point. So let us consider this point is to be O. Okay. Now electric field is applied. So when the electric field is applied, cathode rays get deviated once it enters over here, and it will affect at this point, because this is positively charged, no? So it get deflected toward this. Let us consider this point is E. E stands for electric field. Now electric field is switched off and only magnetic field is applied. First case में क्या था? First case क्या था? No electric field, no magnetic field. Second case में क्या है? Only electric field, no magnetic field. So because of only electric field, cathode rays deviated towards positively charged electrode. So the deflection is happening like this way. This way. Okay. Now, electric field is switched off and only magnetic field is applied. So because of the magnetic field, what will happen? this will get deflected on this side, opposite side, this side. So this plate is big enough. Okay, only magnetic. Now what I'm doing, now I start applying electric field initially and also start increasing magnetic field. What will happen? This deflection start coming towards, so ये जो एंगल है, ये एंगल थोड़ा थोड़ा डिक्रीज होते जाएगा. मैंने क्या किया, अभी दोनों फील्ड साइमल्टेनियस, मतलब पहले मैंने इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड अप्लाई किया और फिर बाद में थोड़ा 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 मैग्नेटिक फील्ड बढ़ाना चालू किया. So since magnetic field increases, what will happen? ये जो एंगल है ना, ये एंगल हो गया ना, ये एंगल है, that angle start decreasing, and at one point of a time, electric field is balanced by magnetic field. What do you mean by that? मतलब जो effect electric field produce कर रहा है, same effect is executed by magnetic field, and therefore there is no deflection. Okay, then जब तुम लोग फिजिक्स में जाओगे, मैग्नेटिज्म पढ़ोगे, there is a relation between electric field and magnetic field. Okay, from that you can calculate this E by m ratio, charge to mass ratio. तो ये experimental arrangement था उसके लिए. Okay, this was the experimental arrangement. Cathode ray tube और discharge tube बोलते हैं. हाँ, पहला केस क्या है? नो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, सो नो डिफ्लेक्शन. सेकंड क्या है? इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, डिफ्लेक्शन टुवर्ड्स पॉजिटिव इलेक्ट्रॉन. थर्ड क्या है? नो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, ओनली मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, सो द डिफ्लेक्शन विल बी अपोजिट टू दैट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड, सो डाउन साइड में. फोर्थ क्या है? स्टार्ट विद द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड along with magnetic field, and a point will reach both the field balance each other, and therefore there will be no deflection. And when the balance is happening, measure the effect of magnetic field, measure the effect of electric field. From that you can calculate E by m ratio, experimental value. Now that time Thomson performed this experiment around 100 to 200 times, and he arrived on one value. He arrived on one value, and that value is equal to 1.7588 into 10 raised to 8 coulombs per gram. इतना ही है. चार्ज टू मास रेशियो 1.7588 into 10 raised to 8 coulombs per gram. This is what the value of E by m ratio. Clear? So here I am writing the value of E by m ratio. Then this to 8. Now, what was the charge on the electron? It was also determined by, there is one experiment, just remember the name, Mulliken, M-U-L-I-K-N, Mulliken oil drop experiment. We are not going to study that, don't worry about it. The value of charge is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. Okay, so here I am writing charge on electron is equal to 1.6, enter the exact value, 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs. So now tell me, what is the mass of electron? Can you calculate this? Mass of electron कैसे calculate करेंगे हम लोग? Mass of electron will be what? ये क्या है? E by m है ना? E पता है मुझे, मास मुझे निकालना है, और E by m का वैल्यू मुझे पता है, राइट? तो मास ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन हम लोग कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे? E by m is equal to 1.7588 into 10 raised to 8. Charge 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 divided by m is equal to 1.7588 into 10 raised to 8. Therefore, mass of electron is equal to what? 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 divided by 1.7588 into 10 raised to 8. So 1.602 upon 1.7588 into 10 raised to minus 27. Solve करो. कितना आ रहा है बता देना मुझे. अच्छा, is this a new information to you? Is this a new information to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, correct, Janvi.
So I had a doubt.
Yes. Tell me.
So you gave us
I'm sorry.
experiment. So you gave us the four experiments. In first experiment, cathode rays go straight.
No, it is not a 4 experiment. This is only one experiment. Only there are 4 steps to calculate the E by M.
So, sir, if at all we take the fifth step, like if we start the magnetic field first, and after that, along with it, then what would be the conclusion?
Same, na? Same. If you start with the electromagnetic field, so the deflection will be on opposite side, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you slowly increasing electric field. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
And then at one point of a time, there will be no deflection.
Yes, sir.
So the value in a step 4 is equal to value in a step 5.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yes, correct. Very good. So the answer over here, I think everybody got answer. Anybody who is not getting? Many of you got the answer. Viraj, Vedika, say hi, Vedika, on chat box. Yogita, Neil. Vedika, I think your mic is not on. Yes, correct. Yes, Yogita, very good. So the answer over here is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 28 grams, or 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kilogram. This is mass of electron. Can you see? We have not weighed it, we have calculated it. You got the idea? We did experiments and we calculated the mass of electron. You understand how the mass is calculated, sir? Electron तो दिखता भी नहीं तो उसका mass कैसे निकालेंगे हम लोग? तो ये एक्सपेरिमेंटल टेक्निक्स है. Nowadays there are very sophisticated techniques, मतलब वहाँ पे स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपिकल डेटा वगैरह होता है, उससे हम लोग उसको कैलकुलेट करते हैं. ओके, दैट इज वन थिंग. सेम वे वी कैन कैलकुलेट मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन. अच्छा, मास ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन नहीं कर सकते कैलकुलेट, क्योंकि उसके ऊपर चार्ज नहीं. सो चार्ज टू मास रेशियो वहाँ पे जीरो रहेगा. ओके, बिकॉज चार्ज जीरो है ना, तो उसका कैसे मास कैलकुलेट करते हैं वो एक अलग कंसेप्ट है. विल डिस्कस दैट. यस, हाँ ठीक है, ये समझ में आया. हाँ, तो हम लोग अभी आगे जाए. शुड बी मूव अहेड फॉर द प्रोटॉन्स नाउ. हेलो.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now the next one is discovery of proton. Everybody got that? 9.1 into, please note down that mass of electron 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kilogram. Please tell me how much in AMU. How much in
9.1 into 10 minus 28 AM.
नहीं. AMU is different, na? 1 AMU is equal to what? 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams, na? So how much in a AMU? Tell me. Yes. Yes, बच्चों. तो इसका मतलब वो हो जाएगा 0.00055 ना. तो देखो जरा, एकदम शुरुआत में मैंने कुछ तो दिया था, उसमें थोड़ा चेंजेस करो. फर्स्ट स्लाइड देखना जरा. यहाँ पे मैंने क्या लिया था? 0.0055 लिया था ना. तो यहाँ पे और एक जीरो चाहिए. Just do that correction. Right ना?
Yes, sir.
0.00055. So here mass of electron I can also write as 0.00055 AMU. तो इतना बड़ा याद रखने से अच्छा ये सही है. इसको तुम लोग कन्वर्ट कर सकते हो ग्राम्स में. हाँ, राइट डाउन दैट दिस पार्ट आल्सो. चलो, डन ना. Let us move ahead now. Discovery of proton. Same experiment, but Goldstein ने थोड़ा अलग से किया. The first experiment that leads to the discovery of positive particles was conducted by Goldstein. He used a perforated cathode. Perforated cathode means this way. जो अपना सेव बनाते हैं ना, सेव दिवाली में, तो सेव बनाने का जो होता है ना, so that is called the perforated part. Okay, जाली वाला. So perforated cathode in the modified cathode tube. So instead of solid cathode, he used what? Perforated cathode. Okay, what he has done, अभी यहाँ पे उसने he put some gas. Okay, low pressure, but not as low as that of the cathode. It has a low pressure, but not as low as that. थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा pressure रहेगा as compared to that of the cathode ray production. Now, when the electric field is applied, the back side of cathode, ये cathode है ना, this part is cathode, ये देखो ये वाला जो part है ना, this one is cathode. इसका जो बैक साइड है, यहाँ पे जिंक सल्फाइड कोटिंग है, that get illuminated. इसका मतलब यहाँ पे रेस कहाँ से आ रहे हैं? The rays are coming from this anode. Therefore, they are called as anode rays or canal rays. Anode rays or canal rays. Okay, देखो अभी. It was observed that when a high potential difference was applied between the electrodes, not only cathode rays were produced, but also a new type of rays were produced simultaneously from anode, moving towards cathode and pass through the holes or canals of the cathode. These rays were termed canal rays since they pass through the canal of the cathode. ये है ना, ये छोटा छोटा pores दिख रहा है ना, उसमें से वो जा रहे हैं. Therefore, they are called as what? Canal rays or canal rays. These were also named anode rays because they are originated from anode. When the properties of these rays were studied by Thomson, he observed that these rays consist of positively charged particles, and hence he named as what? Positive rays. Okay, so anode rays, canal rays, or what we call as anode rays, the meaning is same. अभी अगर तुम लोग इसका कैरेक्टरिस्टिक देखोगे, so characteristics are same as that of the electrons or cathode rays. Same, सिर्फ एक difference रहेगा. They get deflected towards negative charge electron. Okay, चलो देखते हैं और क्या different properties है, that also we see. These rays travel in a straight line, ये था, and cast a shadow of the object placed in their path. Just recall that. Like cathode rays, these rays also rotate the wheel placed in their path. मतलब ये क्या हो गए? They are material particles. Material particle मतलब they have a mass and velocity. The rays are deflected by electric and magnetic field towards the negatively charged plate. Okay, इसका मतलब they carry positive charge. The rays produce flashes of light on zinc sulfide. They are producing fluorescence. They affect the photographic plate. These rays can pass through the thin metal foil. They have a high penetration power. And these rays can produce ionization in the gas. Positive particles in these rays have a E by M value much smaller than electron. इसका मतलब अगर E by M small है तो मास क्या रहेगा? ज्यादा रहेगा, है ना? E by M वैल्यू अगर स्मॉल है तो डिनोमिनेटर पार्ट कौन सा? मास. इट शुड बी वेरी हाई. E by M. नाउ इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग ये था कि जैसे जैसे मैं गैस चेंज करूंगा, यहाँ पे देखो मैंने गैस रखा, हाइड्रोजन गैस रखा, इसके बाद मैंने हीलियम रखा, तो हर एक का अगर मैंने E by M रेशो, यहाँ पे ना जो कैथोड रेज में जो अपने को E by M रेशो मिला था, इट इज कांस्टेंट फॉर एनी गैस, बट यहाँ पे E by M रेशो वेरी होगा, वेरी हो रहा है. सो हाइड्रोजन के लिए अलग है. इसका मतलब क्या हो गया? The E by M value depends on the nature of gas taken in the discharge tube. That is, positive particles are different in different gases. Okay, so for hydrogen, the E by M ratio is maximum. E by M ratio is maximum. It was thus assumed that, so he has calculated mass of proton. So mass of proton, the charge कितना है? तो वो जो E by M रेशो आया प्रोटॉन के लिए, हाइड्रोजन के लिए, that is 9.579 into 10 raised to 4 coulombs per gram. Okay, चलो देखते हैं अभी, ये भी हम लोग बता देता हूँ मैं. So E by m value for proton is how much? 9.579 into 10 raised to 4 coulombs per gram. 9.579 into 10 raised to 4 coulombs per gram. Okay, so mass of proton क्या होगा? मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन ये कितना है? मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन क्या होगा? बोलो. 1.6, no sorry, it will be 9.579 into 10 raised to, क्या हो गया? चार्ज तो उतना ही है 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulombs divided by 9.579 into 10 raised to 4. चलो बताओ जरा, व्हाट इज द मास ऑफ प्रोटॉन? ग्राम्स में निकालो, उसके बाद किलोग्राम्स में निकालो, और उसके बाद AMU में भी निकालो. बोलो. Yes, very good. So how much in AMU? That also you calculate, huh? Yes. Rudmai, calculate करते हैं ना विधि?
हो सर.
हाँ, नहीं येता है ना कैलकुलेशन. रोहन, रोहन बाबा आयस का तू.
हो सर.
वत्सल. वत्सल.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Calculating.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I sent you the first two.
Ah, yeah, I got it. वत्सल वो AMU वाला मेरे को कुछ तो गड़बड़ लग रहा है, AMU वाला।
ओके
अथर्व, ते AMUचं जरा मला गडबड वाटते, जरा चेक करना परत एकदा, तर अप्रॉक्सिमेशन घेतलं जास्त का? मी दॅट्स करेक्ट। वेदिका बरोबर है, AMU। आई थिंक और किसने तो भेजा था मेरे को। हाँ अमी करेक्ट है। हाँ वत्सल, वो थोड़ा गड़बड़ लग रहा है मेरे को। 1.02 मतलब बहुत कम हो गया, बहुत ज्यादा हो गया वो एक्चुअली।
अच्छा
ईशान नहीं रहे, ईशान इज टू हाई, 10 point something is very high। यस सोहम, सोहम समथिंग आई गड़बड़ क्या है? आई थिंक आई नीड टू चेक इट। 1.66 divided by 9.579. So this answer is coming 1.733 multiplied by 10 raised to 20 minus 24 grams. So 1.733 into 10 raised to minus 27 kilogram. Now this has to be divided by right now. So this will be 1.733 divided by 1.66. 67.
Sir,
Hmm.
how is it 10 raised to minus 24?
This is 10 raised to minus 23, na?
Yes, sir.
Here the answer you are getting 0.1733, na?
Yes, sir.
So 0.1733 into 10 raised to minus 23 is nothing but 1.733 into 10 raised to minus 24.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Correct, na? Acha, here something is wrong. No. In AMU, somebody is getting 1.04042, somebody is getting, and somebody is getting 1.007. So I think if you take 1.7,
So
The
can you
ans-
show how to calculate again the AMU?
uh, one AMU is equal to 1.66 into 10 raised to minus 24 grams, na? Correct?
Yes, sir.
X AMU 1.733 into 10 raised to minus something is but I'll tell you what is the exact answer. 1. If you take 1.602, oh, by the way, this is wrong. It must be 1.602. So that will change somewhat. So this will be, this answer will be 1.67.
0.672.
1.672 into 10 raised to minus 24. This is 1.672 into 10 raised to minus 24. So here this will be 1.672 into 10 raised to minus 27. So it should be 1.672. So correct. So now if you do this, 1.672 divided by 1.66. Now it is coming 1.0072 am. Answer. Okay, done. So this is the mass of proton. Yes, everybody is getting. It's a simple calculation. Anybody having any doubt over here? Ranmai, आला का ग?
हो आलं.
Vidhi?
हो सर.
Okay. Now the next one is discovery of neutrons. In 1920, Rutherford suggested that in an atom there must be present at least a third type of fundamental particle, which should be strictly neutron and possess mass nearly equal to that of proton. He proposed his name for such fundamental particle as a neutron, neutral, hence neutron. Okay. James Chadwick bombarded beryllium. So since it is a chargeless species, it is not possible to detect in electric and magnetic field. So this was originated by radioactivity. So alpha particles are bombarded on beryllium atom. So वो जो रुदरफोर्ड का कंसेप्ट था ना, सॉरी रुदरफोर्ड डाल्टन का थ्योरी था, ये यहाँ पे इनवैलिड हो जाएगा. बेरिलियम एटम को मैंने ब्रेक किया एंड आई एम गेटिंग टू डिफरेंट पार्टिकल्स. वन इज अ कार्बन एटम and the other one is a chargeless species with a mass, which is called as neutron. So if I write this reaction in the form of reaction, alpha particle was said to be helium nucleus. तो ये ऐसे होगा, बेरिलियम एटम जिसका एटॉमिक नंबर है 4 और मास नंबर है 9, which is giving you कार्बन जिसका एटॉमिक नंबर है 6 और मास नंबर है 12. तो अभी ये मास बैलेंस करो, मतलब यहाँ पे 4 + 2 कितना है, 6 है, तो ये 6 है यहाँ पे. इसका मतलब यहाँ पे जो नया पार्टिकल मिल रहा है उसके ऊपर चार्ज 0 है. 9 + 4 13 है, यहाँ पे 12 आ गया, मतलब जो नया पार्टिकल मिल रहा है उसका मास अप्रोक्सीमेटली कितना है, 1 am. कितना है, approximately 1 am. Is that clear? तो just put the heading discovery of neutron और उसके अंदर ये reaction लिख लेना, discovery of neutron, and write down this reaction. This helium nucleus stand for alpha particle and we are getting neutron. Write down this. चलो हो गया? Yes? Everybody has done this?
Yes, sir.
चलो. Now, so बाकी इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. उसका मास देखो इतना है. Mass is 1.675 into 10 raised to minus 24 gram, which is approximately same as that of the mass of proton. Okay, इसका E by M ratio 0. Now, some we are not, बाद में हम लोग देखेंगे इसके बारे में. अभी कुछ points, fundamental points we have to remember. The first one is atomic number का मतलब क्या है, mass number का मतलब क्या है. Okay, and atomic number, mass number and neutron number. Atomic number का मतलब क्या है? Atomic number is nothing but number of protons present in the nucleus or electrons present. Generally protons consider करते हैं. जैसे मैं एक simple example बताता हूँ. If I say sulfur and S2 minus, what is the atomic number of sulfur? So the atomic number of sulfur, अगर मैंने number of electrons मान लिया, number of electrons, तो यहाँ पे 16 है और यहाँ पे कितने होंगे 18. But if I say number of protons, in both the cases protons will be 16. Therefore, this is considered as atomic number. Z बोलते हैं उसको. Okay, atomic number. Is that clear? So atomic number is nothing but number of protons present in the nucleus. Number of protons present in the nucleus. What do you mean by mass number? Total number of protons and neutrons. Alright. So the A बोलते हैं उसको. A is equal to what? Mass number. That is equal to number of protons. So may I write that is Z plus number of neutrons, that is N. Okay, and N stand for neutron number. ठीक है, ये quite simple था. चलो अभी एक दो examples यहाँ पे ऐसे दिए हैं. We'll solve those examples. Simple examples है. See, if you observe, we are solving questions like जिसमें MCQs भी है, जिसमें theoretical questions भी है, जिसमें numericals भी है, everything we are solving. So याद रखना, this is going to help you for your जो लोग 11 12 पढ़ रहे हैं उनके लिए भी काम की चीज है, जो लोग जेई मेन सीईटी पढ़ रहे हैं उनके लिए भी ये काम की चीज है। ओके, सो वी आर गोइंग अलॉन्ग विद एवरीथिंग, मतलब हम लोग सब कुछ पढ़ रहे हैं अभी फिलहाल। चलो अभी ये क्वेश्चन है, आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन, ये आज का फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन क्या है? इफ नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स in x2 minus is 16, the number of electron in x2 plus will be, बताओ आंसर। this stand for, समझा ना, ये पावर में आता है -2, ये भी पावर में आता है। So home, please check it. वत्सल, क्वेश्चन पढ़ा क्या? If number of protons in x2 minus is 16, then number of electrons in x2 plus is what? वेदांत, तीनों भी गलत। See, very simple question, है, बहुत ही सिंपल क्वेश्चन है ये। Yes, ईशान, very good. वेदांत नवलकर, करेक्ट। वत्सल, वापस गलत। Yes, वेदिका, करेक्ट। Yes, वेदांत पांडुस्कर, नाइस, करेक्ट। श्रुति, गड़बड़। If number of protons in x2 minus is 16, so I am writing number of protons in x2 minus is 16. So may I say number of protons in x is also same. अभी एग्जाम्पल करवाया मैंने, है ना? So number of protons in x2 plus, तो जितने प्रोटॉन्स रहेंगे, सॉरी, नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन x कितने होंगे? 16। वह x की बात कर रहा हूं। सो नंबर ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इन x2 प्लस, यहां से 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन निकाल दो, कितना होगा? 14। अंडरस्टूड? चलो अभी नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन करते हैं। यस, ये करो, आई एम कमिंग। एक मिनट में 2-3 प्रॉब्लम तुम लोगों को देखे रखता हूं, तुम लोग करो, आई एम कमिंग। अच्छा, solve this problem, okay? हाँ, in C12 atom, if mass of electron is doubled and mass of proton is R, then calculate the percentage change in C12 carbon 12. तो प्रोटॉन्स कितने हैं, मतलब इसमें हम लोगों ने क्या किया है, प्रोटॉन्स हम लोगों ने हाफ किए, मतलब कितने हो जाएंगे 3, बराबर कि नहीं। इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कितने कर रहे हैं हम लोग, डबल, तो मतलब 12 हो जाएगा। तो इसका मतलब उसका मास नंबर कितना हो जाएगा टोटल, बोलो जरा, ऐसा होगा ना। ये देखो, अगर मैं C12 ओरिजिनल बात करूं, C12 ओरिजिनल, तो उसमें प्रोटॉन्स कितने होंगे 6, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कितने होंगे 6, और मास नंबर कितना है 12, राइट। अभी मैंने क्या किया सेकेंड वाले, इसमें मैंने प्रोटॉन्स क्या किया है हाल, मतलब हो जाएगा 3, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कितने हो जाएंगे बोलो जरा 12, तो मास नंबर कितना हो जाएगा, कितना हो जाएगा मास नंबर बोलो। देखो न्यूट्रॉन्स उतने ही है, 9, करेक्ट करेक्ट। तो परसेंटेज चेंज कैसे कैलकुलेट करेंगे, परसेंटेज चेंज 12 minus 9 final minus initial divided by initial multiplied by 100, that is 1/4, मतलब कितना होगा 25%। थर्ड देखो, assuming that atomic weight of C12 is 150 units from the atomic table, then according to the assumption the weight of oxygen will be, क्या करेंगे हम लोग, 12 AMU is equal to how much 150, तो 1 AMU is equal to कितना है ना
150 by 24.
हाँ 12 AMU or is equal to what 150 units, तो 1 AMU is equal to क्या होगा 150 divided by 12, तो ऑक्सीजन का 16 AMU is equal to how much 16 multiplied by 150 divided by 12, your answer कितना आ रहा है
200 units.
200 units। समझ में, अथर्व समझ लगा,
हो सर।
विराज का माइक का प्रॉब्लम है क्या,
Yes sir.
हाँ ठीक है, अभी सुनाई दिया मेरे को, चलो ठीक है। तो टुडे विल स्टॉप ओवर हियर, ओके। नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में हम लोग और कुछ चीजें पढ़ेंगे एटॉमिक स्ट्रक्चर के बारे में। दिस यू विल नॉट फाइंड इन आवर टेक्स्ट बुक में इतना सब डिटेल में नहीं दिया है। सो दोज हु आर स्टडीइंग फॉर 11th and 12th, they need to focus only on discoveries and how to calculate atomic number, mass number and proton, neutron. Is that okay? Chalo, thank you very much all of you. अच्छा